Theirs are lining up a little bit.
Okay.
But I would stay available. Bearishness is building a little bit, okay? I'll be back right, folks.
Alrighty. So far, so good. Nothing. Apple's so high. I mean, honestly, puts on up here on Apple's a good idea. I bought a month out put on Apple. Yeah, I mean it's cheap. It's like $2, $2.58. It's a good hedge to Apple. Yeah, for it to fall $4, be in the money. It's gonna happen. Look at the SPX dump. Look at her go. See you, bye. Go Tesla. It's your birthday. Go Tesla. It's your birthday. Looking for Apple to go back to $200. I'm looking for Tesla to go back to 170. And I'm looking for GameStop to go to freaking Pluto. But I'm seriously just going to cut Teslas as they're above. I only want one contract. I don't need a bunch of them. So once it's over the dollar cost average, I just cut one. Which is right now, 5.8. Dude, do not long this. What is wrong with you? Why would you try to long this? Good God. Go long on silver. It's almost at low a day. Yep. Long silver because it's almost low day. And that's really been its kind of support there, 29.2, 29.19. You don't want to go back up. You want to take one micro here and then hold that and scale into it if it pumps up. You're gonna try. You don't want to play the main. Main's expensive, dude. The micros move just enough. Tesla's breaking out of this down trend pattern here. Strong to the upside. I mean, I think it's a decent hold down here, kind of, but it hasn't been moving as much as silver.
I did sadly get stopped out of my AMC trade. So I'm a little disappointed with this one. I really thought this one could hold the 5, but these trades are what they are. These memes, these small cap gappers, you never really have no, I shouldn't say you never. I never really have the right exact read on them. Probably should have covered a little bit at these highs. We ended up giving up. We gave 10 pennies from the top. So we initially entered 506, and then we entered 501, and then we got out everything 496. A little disappointed with that, not gonna lie. Probably just gonna leave it for the day because clearly I don't have a read on it. I would have wanted 5 to act as support here, alas it did not. So I am now going to change AMC's trading screen to AISP because I'm gonna hold a grudge. Yeah, it's okay. It's just joking. Now, AISP's decent name. Let me give you the deets on this monster. 52, almost 53% in the clear. 110 million, 111 now, $1 million market cap. The shares on the day, 75.1 million shares traded. The float, 9 million share float. And the short float, let's find out. Shout out to the NOS boss and his crew over there at Trade Ideas, AISP. What's going on here?
I didn't see a significant short flow for this one, but I don't.
Why is it? Well, there's no company information on it for. Oh, here we go. AISP competitors. I think I typed it in wrong, but it's not letting me adjust it. Whatever. AISP. There we go. I just typed it in wrong, I think. No, I don't think they have.
Nah,
that's
it's
fine.
not
So
going
we'll
up,
look
dude.
for that a little
Not
bit
yet.
later.
It's
The
gonna
point
be
is,
a little stagnant.
let's have a look at the.
Stagnant for a little bit
So now
before
we've got a breakdown of the 10. So there
considering
was umpteen amount of
more
respect
up.
for the 10. We made that very clear, especially through the break of 5. Now we're kind of getting these candles of indecision. These like topping tail doji style candles. This shows, an equilibrium starting to form between buyers and sellers at this level. And I'm not surprised. It's that $5 level. We initially had trouble with 5. So this one looks like it may be curling back down. So I think I'm going to hang out at VWAP here for a VWAP dip. Although, now that I say it, I do feel there has been not that much respect for VWAP by AISP, so I'm hesitant to do that. I think
Creating
what I
bullish
should do
divergence
is look
folks,
to
okay?
get in at the 20 because there has been a lot of respect for the 20 on the deeper retracements, although
Trying
these
to create
candles
a
over
bullish
here
divergence,
concern
yeah.
me a little bit. These candles that came into the 20 initially, they looked a lot more bullish. These ones look like very indecisive, so I'm a little hesitant to sit at the 20, maybe at the 2/3 of a dollar or that 70 penny area, just because of these bottoming tail candles. What I can do is I can have a tight stop. If it breaks a 20 with any vigor, I'll just get out. So what I'll do is I'll do exactly that. I'll put AISP an order at 70, and I'll give it like 10 or 12, like 7 or 10 pennies in and around that. So let's go ahead and sit at 470 long for an entry there. We'll see if we get that dip trade, and then we're going to give it like 10 pennies to see if it holds at the 20. All right, let's move back into Apple. Still 204.50, a little bit above, a little bit below, not much there. Let's flip back into some of these other ones. All right, any mark change? Okay, NVIDIA off the lows, looking to curl right back, but it's still below the 10, still below the 20. Look for possible reshorting here on NVDA. I don't know, man, but maybe a short off about 119.84, possibly 120. NVIDIA's been a rinse and repeat short all day, just really about where you want to get in. Let's see what comes in here.
Yeah, so I am Tesla again running away from me. Okay, Tesla, I see you, grr. So I wanted to get long at the 168.70 area. That was a level I liked for the short, as I have spoken about perhaps ad nauseum. This short did not work out for me. I did end up giving up none of my gains of the day. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but it's like I liked the position. I committed to the position, got it where I needed to. I'm not going to be too upset about that. And you might be like, Adara, why are you flipping long? I have questions. Well, I'll hopefully have answers. The reason I'm flipping long here is because look at this area here earlier. This is initially what made me fascinated by this 168.70 area, and Tesla has been showing a lot of respect love for that level. So I do want to get long here. It's also, coiling up with the 90 MA. These are all things I like. This is all confluence. I like this look. Yeah, sorry, Greystone, saying why is no trades? I'm trying to find some stuff I really like. I'm going to be honest with you. I've really only been in 3 names all day. Those names are Tesla, those names are NVIDIA, and those names are A to the M to the D. So 1 Cybertruck and 2 chip names. I've really just been scalping all day, so basically just getting in and out of stuff as I like levels. This is going to be the vibe here, though. I'm happy I got situated here in my Cybertruck. Did I lose on Tesla? Yeah, but could it get me down? No. Do I still see stuff I like? You know, and I think this is one of the things I wrote. I said I've been like kind of do my version of a trading journal, just having tickers I like and notes to myself. And one of the biggest ones that I've been kind of leaving and trying to remind myself of is don't try to avoid a ticker just because you didn't have a great return on it earlier. If you still have levels you like, if you have things that you think make sense, you do owe it to yourself to try it. And so that's what I'm trying to do here on Tesla. Hopefully, you know, as Yoda says, there's no try, there's only do. So hopefully, much like Yoda, this trade will be green. But right now, I am right on Tesla. Also, GME, I tried to get short here. It did not. I like that 2460, as I mentioned briefly. GME was like, yeah, I'm not going to give you that, Adara. I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, GME. I understand the game has stopped for me for now. Well, it hasn't even started for me, let's be honest. But yeah, I mean, if we get rangy, I'll go long here and then short off the 90 MA. I have no qualms with that. I just want to make sure I'm seeing stuff I really like. Also, I drew that 2480 because if I was going to get into that short, that was going to be my line in the sand. I did like a little bit of this rejection and then support earlier. But you know what we can never reject and we will always support is Neil. And his lesson of it.
Yes, sir.
Do it.
Welcome to another lesson of the day here. We're going to talk about breakouts and the difference between good ones, bad ones, and what you look for, what you like. Because there were a few today. Let's be honest about it. Whether it was NVIDIA downside, Apple upside several times, GameStop made a break as well. You know, that it's just a nature of the game. I think it's one of the more simplistic trading ideas out there. And it's simply because it's like the ultimate if-then statement. You're not in the trade unless price X gets taken out. So like a stock gets above $100, you go long 101 cent, or it breaks $1, you go long $1.01, and then you look for that upside. It's usually at a pretty obvious level, and I think today with Apple at 200, that's sort of an obvious one, but it's not all the same. And we talk about this sort of splitting it up into different types of trades, even within the same general strategy like a breakout. You have different types of instances. Some you like more, some you like less. I'm only speaking for myself. As always, you got to back test your own ideas. Do what works for you. Now, right away, the first idea that you can always have for a breakout trade is simply like an open break. And if you looked at what happened in Apple today, you know, the open break, technically, if you look at the pre-market high, was at a random price of 193.50. But if you like an open break, you know, it's going to work right away. There's not much to analyze here. Sean had the 94 break. I think when you're looking at that first move to the upside, I'm just going to show you why I have this trend line drawn, which Apple is breaking right now. So if you're not in this original break, I try to throw away on a really big trending stock that initial move until it stops going haywire. So when it stops going haywire, I then want to mark off like when it finds support. And then the second time it holds support, I want to look to see if it does that again. So you don't get any pullbacks. This is a pure parabolic move. The first pullback holds here. The second pullback holds here. I draw a trend line. And then I'm thinking I like the long. So in this situation, I'm always looking for another opportunity. In this case, the 200 break lines up almost perfectly with this holding the trend line. So how many times do I take it? I did take the 200 break once. I take it twice. You would have heard me say in the live show, I'm taking it 3 times if I have to. Because as long as it's holding that trend, 200 is too big of a level not to give it
whenever
a
you
shot.
get a kind of a freak out moment like that, I have to look around to see what I missed. I don't see it.
Just to give you more reasons to like it. You're breaking through fresh highs, like a monster level on the daily chart and weekly chart. Just huge resistance up here in front of $200. So you've got a lot going for this trade. Throw in the fact that it's holding the trend a couple of times off the open, and it's just something that you want to have for a breakout trade. There are going to be times you don't want the break
take the dog out.
that big in a parabolic move.
Said that earlier.
So if I'm seeing usually not moving that much, and you're looking at punching something 3, 4, 5% when that's already more than the average range on the day, I need more than one reason to do it. Example here would be that big level on the daily, goes breaking to some all-time highs, huge resistance on the daily. Throw on top of that it's holding the trend. I don't have to worry about it breaking the trend line, then trying to take a breakout through the high. multiple reasons why I can chase that move and go into a break. The other breakout trade, and I had already been stopped out of GameStop when it happened, is when you get the hold of the bottom and then break the bottom end of the range. And this one can be fantastic as well. But like I said, I didn't hold on to this. It broke 2280 was the low of the day here on GameStop. So the reversal breakout trade is a bit different. If I'm ever looking at a stock for a mean reversion and then a break of the local bottom, first, I want it holding some kind of a support level that means something. So GME here, there's your 23. I'll give you a 15-minute chart because you might wonder, well, what the heck? Who cares about $23? Well, I'll show you why we care about $23. So if you look at the big parabolic move that it had, Roaring Kitty, thank you for that. Resistance was 23 before it gapped up. And then today we test 23 for the second time. So double top, double bottom here, the last 2 days at 23, previous resistance. So where it bounces matters. That's part one. Then do you have a clean breakout trade in there? So you've got an opening range top at about 23.60. So you do have a breakout set. When it breaks this high, clearly it goes into a parabolic move into a halt because GameStop is capable of that. So one, you've got an overextension breakout on Apple, which is tricky because you're really chasing that move at 200. The other one is you're doing a reversal breakout, which is holding a significant level at the bottom and then breaking out this level up at the top. One last one for you, because those are ones where I feel like they're not standard. Chasing something and then taking even dollar.
The range is from here to here right now. Market ping pong, and in between there's a POC. So if anybody shot at the top, exit at the bottom. That's how to do a very tight range right here.
The
That is
double
very
top,
tight range
double
here.
bottom, triple top
Planet
with
Coin.
the trend, that's a little more simple. So I'll give you the example, which was an easy one for NVIDIA. Obviously, 1200 corresponds with the 12,000 level. Sorry,
First, let's click some like button folks right here.
That was
Market
a huge
trying to
breakout
probably
last
gonna go a
week.
little up. Bulls are
Today,
coming lining up.
opening
So
range,
far, how
reject the
far they're
previous
gonna go.
high. We're already heading down.
Let's
Break
see.
the low,
Bulls
bounce
are
off
coming
120, put in a lower high at VWAP, retest 120, and just what you see here, it bounces exactly off $120. This is a real bounce. It goes to 120.40. That is about as standard as it gets for a breakout or breakdown trade. It shows you the trend in multiple ways. Reject, lower high, test the bottom, lower high, test the bottom, lower high, break the bottom. Third time's a charm. It goes right down $1. It ended up just trailing the outside of the last bid at the 120. But that's an idea of a standard breakout trade. Now here's the rub and why we're going over this. Those trades are not the same thing. When you're doing your journal or recording your trading strategies, you can't lump all of those together. It's like, breakout trades did this, this, and this. Those are all very separate. GameStop, if you took that break off the bottom, that's almost like a reversal. It's a reversal trade against the trend. Apple is a stock that's already done its ATR on the day, and you're taking a break through the top. Whereas NVIDIA is a pretty standard breakout trade. So all of them are a little bit different, and you should treat them as such. This just goes to show the reason why your lesson of the day is breakouts, because you can have very different looking trades and setups based on the same concept. And as a trader, you want to make sure that you're analyzing each of those different trades based on their own merits and on their own setup. And they have their own reasons why you like them or don't like them. So, multiple ways to take a breakout trade. Hopefully you got 3 good examples there. And as always, good luck the rest of the day. It's setting up to be a wild one.
Thank you very much, Neil. Neil's lesson of the day, guys. Every day he's dropping hot lines. It's not just today. Every day around noontime. Make sure you're with us to join for Neil's lesson of the day. All right, I'm going to get into NVIDIA short again. I got stopped out, but we are doing a 20-period retracement here. I like this level, so short. NVDA at 120.01. I'm going to get stopped out through the break of the $0.25. So I'm going to have to give this one a bit more room. Let's see if we can get down a little bit more here. I'm going to sit at 82s for the big weather. It's printing 92s right now, so let's see what we get. We will not get upset no matter what. So short the monster NVDA at these levels, looking for an 82 print. Are we getting anything? There is a buyer at 90. You can see that. We held up at 90 there with some good support on NVDA. So we'll continue to watch that. Elon, hi Sharif. BA made some progress recently, reaching above 190 today. Shocks us with a big red candle. Appreciate your thoughts. Absolutely. Let me just put in my out on NVIDIA before I take over on that. So we're going to go 120 and we're going to set at 28. 120, and then we're going to cover the entire thing right there. So if NVIDIA makes another high through the 20 period, then that's it. So let's have a look at Boeing for Elon. Let's pull that bad boy up. BA. So let's look at the daily because he was talking about, you know, the big red candle in the daily after, you know, a decent move up. So it looks like the local low on Boeing there was after this day over here, April 24th, April 25th. We made that low in the early stages off 160.
Very, very tight here.
160
Very, very tight.
The high that we made yesterday, we're up almost 21%, so 20 and a third percent. So you're right, Elon. Interesting look. It's holding up at the 20. Look at that on the daily. The wick, ram. The wick at the 20. It's holding up at those levels. So good look there. I like that. Now let's switch into the 15. First of all, is there any news ongoing? Let's find out quickly here. Boeing jet deliveries limp along with China on hold. Thing reads yesterday. Boeing reports. So we got Boeing report the reported deliveries today. Boeing reports deliveries year to date of 131 aircraft, including 102 of the 737. Made deliveries of 24 commercial jets, including 19 737 Maxes. All right, so they dropped some delivery numbers today, and it looks like the market didn't really like that, selling off, or it could be a sell the news event. I'm really unsure, but this is the 15 on Boeing, and we closed out just above 190 yesterday, and you can see the yellow D today, 182.76. So yeah, a bit of a tougher move here, Elon. Well, we'll have to wait and see, Elon, because on the daily, you still haven't made any lower lows. You've popped out there. What I'd say, Elon, is you're looking at this area here, okay? So this is your recovery area. This trough is what you want to have your eye on. You want a 170 defend here. If you don't get a 170 defend on this latest pullback, I think that's absolute trouble, because then you're starting to make newer lows again rather than making higher lows. So look for 170, Elon, on a closing basis to get violated. If not, I think you've got a good chance of reclaiming that 200 period here if they can keep their noses clean. And we all know what Boeing's like. Boeing's an unmitigated disaster, and as of late, hasn't always been that way. 196.14, it looks like, is where the 200 exponential is on BA. But yeah, tougher look for them today. All right, we're back out of the money on this NVIDIA short, but I'm keeping my patience. I want to see if we can reject that 20 period, a bit below, a little bit out of the money, a bit in the money. So I'm going to pack my patience here.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest things with trading is packing that patience. I think also it's like, remember when you have a day, because I was actually up on the day, we had that nice little AMD trade, we were up on NVIDIA. Tesla was occasionally on my side, and then we did have a little bit of a moment. Don't worry, we'll get to the AMD in a minute, but I want to, rant a little bit first. So then we get to Tesla, which I just have not been handling. This Tesla, I know Tesla is Tesla, and I just was not treating it as such. Initially, the short was a good idea. Then I went long, and then I was like, oh, maybe get out at your point of entry, which is what I should have done. I should have just trusted my instinct. Did not trust my instinct. Instead, was like, oh, Adara, it's fine. It's all good. You don't have a reason to leave yet, which technically I didn't. But I should have just, that's probably the one-time panic selling would have been an appropriate strategy. But yeah, all good. Shout out to Sharif as well, who I saw a little fist pump there. But yeah, I'm also keeping an eye on NVIDIA and AMD. I just don't really have a trade here right now, but I do have a trade on GameStop that I do think I need to talk about. I know I'm short GameStop. I know that is an unpopular opinion. Generally,
all right, I took the profit, folks. I don't care wherever they go. Dollar is good enough for me. I'm out.
I liked this little level.
Took a $10,000 profit. I announced in SPX room that
around this
I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, right? And that's what happened. Penalty call. That's how we print, folks. Okay, this is how we print.
83 is like this 83, 85 level. That's gonna be my level because that was where we had some free market resistance and some support. I think I could totally get, like, the games could stop here. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I mean? But I'd rather take the trade than be too scared and be too paralyzed.
Limit order, folks. Okay, limit order.
It does suck when you were in the money and and then you end up out of the money. Obviously, I'm not proud of what happened here with Tesla, but you know, I think you do.
Okay, targets are tight.
The initiative to take the trades, try new things. You're not going to learn unless you try. And so obviously that could be like a bit of a weird slant on my trading day. It probably is. And of course I would love to get back in the money, but I'm the type of person where I feel like I always kind of, and I was saying this to Sharif, I feel like I always kind of do the best.
Traded in the tunnel, right? Look at that.
So yeah, GameStop.
The most important part is, folks,
Run over me with the
look at that. We were all talking.
We will keep finding opportunities.
Condition is still bearish. Somebody says that penalty corner. I say yes. Condition building bearish, creating bullish divergence. That's okay. To take it up. Okay, penalty corner right here. Condition is still bearish. I think their game plan to break the VWAP some point of time and tap the bear, and then we'll go. So we're gonna use that leverage. They did not test the VWAP, but they test all the way at the top, right there. And what did I say? They're gonna test gonna break the VWAP, right? I would have hold on, would have been on money, but that's okay.
Down.
Don't care. But look at that. What did I say? Deceptive POC in the middle. Range is cloud VWAP. Got a put limit order. Got 100 contract. 10K profit. Anybody printed here?
AMD, Nvidia short. We covered that one as it did break
I
above
announced the
again.
cloud
So
condition
we were able to
bearish.
extract some
Market
profits
want
on
to
it,
go
but I
lower.
am
They're
negative
gonna
on
break
Nvidia
the
because of the
VWAP.
fat finger
Would
earlier.
have, should
Very
have.
disappointed
That's
with
different
that.
game, folks.
Why am I long Nvidia again here? Oh my god, I gotta clean up these stops. It drives me absolutely crazy. Oh my god, that's on me. That is my bad there. What was it, Remran?
Very tight. Super tight.
Oh
from
yeah,
here to
sorry,
here.
I just gotta deal with this first.
Everything.
But this is a decent move here on
They're still
AMD,
bearish.
or sorry,
They
NVDA.
wanna
So
break
let's
the
see
VWAP.
if
They
we
wanna
get
go
a
lower.
move up. So we're long 32s at this level, and now it's gonna break through
Yep.
the 20 period. I'm looking on the side chart over here. So even though I did not want to know. No, this is our 20 period rejection
Market
here. I
will.
gotta get out of this. This is my mistake
What
on
the
that.
if any
That's
bounce, I will
on
short
me.
again.
So yeah,
Strong
we're
bounce, I will
gonna
short.
have to get out of these positions right now. So out of Apple. Now I'm negative on the day. Now I'm very annoyed. So I'm gonna have to cool it down. But I should remind you guys that you can vote for your favorite ticker of the day. If you want the $10 winner, the Katina Man.
Look at the
add-on
VWAP, bro.
EPL,
Look at that. What did I say,
right
folks?
now in
They're gonna
the chat,
do this
go
drama.
ahead, you type in exclamation point, the word join space, $,
VWAP,
and
bro.
the ticker of your choice. Make sure you are putting a space between the word join and the $, otherwise your vote will not register. So
go.
go ahead, get your votes in now. Otherwise, you're not
Charles,
going to
how
have to
did you
say.
know
And
that
after
they're
the
gonna break
rundown
the
is made
VWAP?
for you guys, so we can cover the stocks of your choice, not ours. Ram,
I think their game plan
again.
to break the VWAP some
Thank
point
you
of
very
time
much.
in
So,
trap the bear
yeah, go
later
ahead,
they
get
will
the
go
vote in
up.
now. JF
So
Traders
that is the
voting for
game I
Tesla
played. Look
already,
at that,
so
they are doing right
JF
now.
Traders
Breaking
doing
the
his
VWAP
part. Are
and
you guys
going
gonna
up.
vote? Come on, 13, 20 Wolf. I
Huh?
see you chatting in there. Get to the
Right,
voting,
loving
baby.
it.
Come on, Matt Carnes. I see you
But
chat
I'm not gonna
as well.
right now
Get to
conditions
vote
are very
soon,
so I
you
don't
low.
want
Let's
to go
go.
alongside.
I want everybody to vote today. Let's have a record day for votes because I think you guys all want to see what Apple. Who doesn't want to see the $10 banner? So get to voting right now if you want in the chat.
Yeah, get to vote, or else you'll have to sit and be like, what
Okay,
could have
wanna
been?
go.
Well, you'll know what could have been if you have your say.
That's okay.
That sounded really threatening. It's not a threat. We just want people to vote. Also, AMD, yeah, I got short here.
Look at the
I like that
bearishness.
158 level, the support area earlier, where I got out of my earlier short, doesn't matter. I like the level. Then AMD, and initially I was like, oh, well, we could be bouncing off the 90 MA, and I still think we might be. But I do love all of these gorgeous topping tail candles.
Very
It's a
tight range.
158.40. Before I could even breathe, AMD's like, yeah, I don't want to do that. And going below 158 at the time, I was like, okay, AMD, I see you. I see you, AMD. So if AMD stays below that 158, like, I'll watch what we do into 20s. The main level I'd like to say would be 158.40s, but honestly, that might be more than I'm willing to risk. So that 158.20, that's probably going to be the cutoff point for me. Right now, though, we are struggling to get anything above that 158.10s. And as I say that, AMD's like, what are you talking about? I'm at 158.15s in there. I get it right. I apologize. But also, Kyle Burnett, thank you so much to the $2 super chat. Join buy dump to 530 already. So yeah, someone wants the SPY to go to the downside. Take a look at that SPY for big Spile Burnett. Oh, okay. So I kind of knock at the door here at VWAP, trying to push a little bit lower. Honestly, these 534 rejections, those aren't bad. SPY is going on my side chart, more like my SPY chart. That's what I'm going to have to look at here. AMD might make me have to AM ditch this trade. Like I said, it's always a little bit disappointing when you go from having a great day to a mixed day, but all you can do is learn, keep going, keep trying. So that's what
Market want to go higher, folks. They want to run to the moon.
I know trading is really, it's a hard sport. It's a hard thing to do, but I think also being negative isn't going to help make it any easier. That's why I like to have this positive attitude,
good point.
positive energy. AMD, why? Just why? Good times, big smile. Kyle Burnett laughing at big smile. It's a nice look there. AMD, do something. I want to
Little bounce.
All right, we're in another NVDA short at this level. Nice go. All right, so pleased with this. Great short there off 120.20. I covered it there as it dipped into the low 90s.
What do you think, Johansson? Should I shave 100 shares of GameStop?
On
It's up a
NVDA.
dollar from
But I
my
think I'm
down,
gonna have to, cool down
dollar
the
from
trade
my
a little
average.
bit here because that trade was precipitated by.
I know it's also gonna go up.
Bullishness.
We need a cool head. I always
So
talk
do I just
about
take the
our,
$100
you know, Sonny
off of the shares I bought
Corleone
today,
you know,
and then
anger,
wait for another
clouding
dip buy?
judgment, this, that, and the other, and so that's what we're
kinda what
gonna
I'm
try to
thinking.
practice what we preach over here. What I see is a whole bunch of app weakness on Lazon, on Meta, even on Meta and on definitely on Tesla. Tesla kind of goes without saying here, but a lot
Apple's
of
gonna
weakness
fall
on
from this
these names.
205.
You're kind of getting weakness
I
on
took
Nvidia,
205
but
put
the
for next
weakness
week,
kinda stopped
and
a
in the
little
money
bit.
Apple put
It
for next
hasn't
week on
stopped
my
for Meta. It
small
hasn't
account.
stopped for Amazon, and it still hasn't
It's gonna
stopped for
retrace
Tesla
at least
because
like
we're still
$3,
now at
$4,
low days, and
$5
this is a
It's
great area for me to add to my Tesla position
safe
because we
trade.
haven't been down at these levels.
No, they're having
So
that
I'm freaking
they're having that whole
confident.
conference all week,
Last
so it
time
could
we
be
were
anything.
here at these
Discord is just like
levels
YouTube, but
was,
YouTube
okay,
will
it won't
be
be
that
that
kind
long
of dip.
ago, but a month ago at these levels. Yeah, so May 10th was the last time we were down in this 167 area. Prior to that, obviously, you recall, in April, well, you dipped into the 140s. And that's the biggest position that I added. It was at that 147.5 area.
Still bear guard power,
That was on this
so
day,
I'm
the
not gonna
19th.
go right now anywhere.
But yeah, so interesting position here, interesting look here on Tesla.
What's up, Rocky?
It's still, I mean, the trend is just so negative
Don't
on
have.
Tesla. Look at those highs from November 2021. It's
Up
still
in the
successively
file.
lower highs.
Oh,
There has
okay,
not been
nice.
a higher high. Forget about
Just
this
saved
one
as a
over
new
here.
file.
This is that's the split when we did that 3-to-1 split back in August.
When market does
2022.
channel, folks,
That's why
I'll tell you, folks,
outlying on the top
it's
there,
so
but that's not a
easy
real
to
candle.
trade. Whenever
The
market
fact of the matter
channel
is,
Did you
play,
see that video I sent you last
I,
night?
you know, I
Yeah.
love it.
Downward channel too.
Whatever
The
market
Yeah,
does
well,
this,
Which one
that's
is
the
it?
way it is on
we all
Tesla.
know what
Anyway,
you could do.
let's get
Right?
to the lesson
Anybody
of
bought a
the
call
day
here to
today, 'cause
here,
we're talking
easy money
about,
right
speaking
there.
of downward channels,
And I laid out
Tesla,
that they're gonna
that's what we're
break the
talking about.
VWAP.
We're talking about rising
The
and
game
Might
plan
just
to
take a
break the
minute.
VWAP
and,
when we were up
falling
there at the top,
channels
right
as
here, right
continuation
here.
patterns.
I
So,
said the game planning to
technical
break the
analysis
VWAP
offers a variety of tools to identify potential
some point of
trading
time and trap the
opportunities
bear.
within established trends.
Trap the bear, right?
Rising and
All these
falling
bear.
channels are powerful continuation patterns that help traders capitalize on the trade's momentum. This lesson
See that
explores how to
game?
recognize and
Exactly.
trade these channel patterns for intraday and swing trading strategies. So let's get right to it. Understanding these rising and falling channels, we'll start with the rising channel. So both patterns involve price action confined within a channel formed by two parallel trend lines, one on the top and one on the bottom. The rising channel, obviously, it's going up as indicated by the name. This channel has an upward sloping trend line acting as support, that is the lower trend line there, and a roughly parallel resistance line, the top trend line. The price bounces between these trend lines, creating a series of higher highs and higher lows. Case in point, this great looking chart over here of a stock that will remain nameless, I guess, with an umpteen amount of touches at the lower end of the trend line and at the higher end as well. And then you get that decided breakout. We'll talk about the breakout trade, but there are several trades to be had with these rising channels. You can take advantage of the channel itself or wait for that decided breakout. We'll talk about that. The falling channel, not much different than the rising channel, to be honest with you. It's a downward sloping trend line acting as resistance. So that's the upper trend line in a lower channel, in a downward channel. And then there's also a similar parallel lower channel that acts as support. And the price bounces between these lines, also creating a series of lower highs and lower lows. Case in point over here, this Luna tether, one day. So there you go. You got the rising, or you had a nice move up, and then for
Should be sent.
about
Print.
2 months or so, you were trending downward. Then you've got a decided break of that level, and we'll talk about breakdown. So why are rising and falling channels relevant? What are they going to tell us? So they tell us that there's a continuation pattern in play. So rising and falling channels signal
let's
a
pump this thing,
continuation
man. Come
of
on
the
now.
prevailing trend.
What do you think,
after a
Johannes? It's
period of consolidation.
25.12.
This period of
I'm at
consolidation is kind of
23.68.
But they also
So that's
give you entry and
150
exit
bucks
opportunities. They tell
off of
you
the shares I bought
based
today.
by virtue of their
Too early?
pattern where the entry is, where the exit is. So if you're taking a rising channel, for example, you know that there is price action support at the lower trend line. So that is your hint
market
to
creating
get in
bullish
there. Now,
divergence.
getting in there
Let's
can
see.
be in one of two
Never
ways.
too
You can have a
early.
Still
resting
bear
order
got a
at
power
that
also
level
for
waiting to
today.
trigger,
Nothing
or
we are
you
not
get
out of
in
the wood yet.
after it proves
That's
that
why
got
I'm
plenty
not
more.
going long right
proves
now.
that
Selling
trend
100
line
of them.
as support, getting it in on the
Got
back
plenty
end,
more
as
where that
Neil
came from.
likes to say. So two things. One, it's
See,
showing
now
you
look, now it's
continuation of the
24.80.
trend. And
See, I
number
could've
two,
sold it there
it
and then
provides
bought
you
it back down
entry and
here.
exit
That's
zones
$50.
that you can get in. So that's why they're relevant.
Sure.
So how do we identify these
just
rising
shares.
and
Why
falling
would I have a
channels?
stock?
Well, one, we need to look for a stock that's trending.
Yeah, I don't.
By
Just shares. Because
definition,
the bottom is like
continuation
20.
patterns, and so
Bottom
for
is pretty much today at
continuation pattern,
22
there must
bucks.
be
I mean, that's
something
where
to
it was
continue. So there
prior
has
to
to
this
be a
move.
trend
That's where
either
it'll
up
be
or
after the
down.
move.
So we're looking for established
So why
trend. That
put a
is the
stop
key
in it?
element in of an uptrend is
I have a
for the
sell
rising
limit
channel is an
set
uptrend.
for a bunch of
key
them.
element for a downward channel is a downtrend. Confirm the trend using moving averages or trend line analysis. You should be able to tell what the trend is just by looking at the trend.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I
And then you
mean,
have to
that's
also
why I'm saying,
draw
like,
these
I
trend
wouldn't,
lines.
I don't
You
hate
have
it
to be able to
just
draw
because
the
its
channel.
its
So it has to
baseline is still
jive,
like $20.
right? So there has to be a
So you
successive
really,
series of
you're not
higher
buying
lows
at 60 and
for the
thinking it's going to go
rising
to 20.
channel
You're buying
and
at
higher
23,
highs. If
24,
there isn't, then it could be a
25,
different
and you're
pattern.
giving
It could be
yourself a
ascending wedge,
couple
it could be
bucks
create a
anything else,
bullish
okay?
here.
But there have
room,
to be
you know.
roughly parallel the two
So I
trend
just don't
lines
think
that
it's
you draw.
really any risk.
So how do you
Bears are
trade
giving
these?
up.
Trading
The rug goes
rising
to
and
20
falling
bucks.
channels. Well, first
$19.
First things
The,
first,
here's
direction
here's where I
matters.
think that they're
So
going to have a
rising
problem.
channels are suggesting
I don't
to
think
you
that they
a
can short it
continuation
below
of an
20. I
uptrend.
think
So you're
that's
looking
why
for
he
long
took that
entry
strike.
opportunities
I
near
think
the
there's a
support
numbers
trend
game
line
in
or
play
the
that
bounce off. And
is
again,
going to
couple
prevent
ways you can figure it
that
out
stock from
along
dropping there, and
Either
I think
sit
him
with the
holding
resting order
5
or
million
wait
shares
for
probably has something to do
falling
with it.
channels, not much different. They're
I believe
suggesting
that this is a
continuation
very
of
look.
the
I believe
downtrend.
this is
So
a
you're looking for
very
short entry
well
opportunities
calculated
on
game
top-end
that
resistance
Keith Gill is
channels or
playing.
trend line.
He chose
Okay? Pretty
specific
simple,
numbers.
right?
These are very round
No, it's
numbers,
not.
very
Because
specific
there's
numbers.
breakouts that can
5
happen for
million
these channels.
shares.
And the thing is, if it breaks
You know,
out, you don't know if it's a
120,000
fake out
calls
breakout
of the
or a
same
legitimate
strike
breakout. That's what
purchased
causes
at
a lot of
one
these
time. This
channel
isn't like I
trading
bought
troubles, right? So the key
5,000. I
signal
bought
is a
adding
breakout
100.
above the
Dude,
trend line
I
for the
don't.
rising channel
Find me
or
someone who's
below
bought
the trend line for a
120,000 call
downtrend.
options or
However,
options on
be
anything.
cautious of
Thinking,
false
okay, so
breakouts
plan
that
accordingly.
quickly reverse back into the channel. Now you can use one of multiple
Bears are doing
strategies
up.
here. You can
You
use
know what
a
I'm saying? Like, I
3%
think it's a
rule. You
very
can say to yourself,
calculated move.
I'm not gonna
I
get
don't
long.
know
I'm not
exactly
gonna get short unless the
what
price action breaks above or below the
see.
trend line
the move
by
is, but
3%.
I
You can
know
use a
that it's
3-day rule.
whatever
That
game
was
he's
championed
playing.
by the book and John J. Murphy.
It's
He
there,
says,
'cause he posted
you know,
his
wait for
update,
3 candles,
but he's
whatever
still
time
in it.
frame
He hasn't
you're
sold
trading
anything.
on. Trading on the 4-hour, then it's 3 4-hour candles in a row that goes
Okay.
above or beyond
I mean, the
that
call
trend
small
line
size.
before you get in. So you're looking for some sort of
Let's see.
confirmation strategy here to avoid the breakout, or sorry, the false breakouts. You can also help gauge the legitimacy of the breakout using volume confirmation, right? So if you get a breakout
supply.
above that trend line, look at the volume. Is the volume higher on
go
average
higher.
than the volume that was trading for the
Flip the
candles
supply.
within the channel? If it's above average volume, you might have something there. Now, with respect to your stop loss and your take profit, you're placing a stop loss order
And now they're gonna
just
shoot
below
up.
support for the
Here we
long
go.
trades in a rising channel and just above resistance for the short trades in a falling channel. Consider trailing stops. You see Neil using them all the time, right, to lock in profits as the trend progresses. Take profit targets can be set at the opposite trend line or
bullishness
based
now.
on technical indicators like Fibonacci retracement.
Here we go.
And some additional tips I want to leave you guys with. Channel width here is very important. So in addition to looking at support and resistance levels based on the trend lines, you should be looking at the width between those trend lines, the upper trend line and the lower trend line. The width of the channel can sometimes offer clues about the trend's strength. Narrower channels suggest tighter consolidation and potentially stronger breakouts. You should also be looking at the channel slope. The slope of the trend line can indicate the pace of the trend, right? Steeper slopes suggest a more aggressive trend with potentially quicker price movements. But you should also know that the steeper the trend line is, the more likelihood of a mean reversion. And you can also combine it with other indicators. We've talked about this umpteen amount of times. Using it with momentum indicators like RSI or MACD can absolutely help your trading strategy. And other opportunities. We talked about the breakout of beyond the channels and looking for volume confirmation, but you can also trade within the channel, the Adair-Panera range, right? Defined rising and falling channels also provide the opportunity for range trading within the established resistance and support levels.
Solid bullish folks.
On the
Okay,
channel.
guys are giving
The
up.
range can always fall through any time, so make sure to have risk management strategies in place before entering said trade.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I wanted to include that in the message, in the lesson, because I think it is something. It's another way to play these trends. Of course, you can have that breakout, but it's if you want to get a little bit of profit, you want to nibble on some of that cheese, that bread before that breakout. That's always nice as well. And that's actually one way. That's how I played NVIDIA when we had that NVIDIA breakout into 1200 last week, right? I played it through NVDL, but you had this kind of casual climb into 1200. There were ways that you could just get long the bottom of that range and get out at the top. And then when you had your breakout, you'd have a piece of the dream. You'd be like, woo! Like that, the ape that we have in that animation. That's what it feels. But anyways, so yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that I appreciate, that we added that. I wanted to add that little bit to the lesson because I do think that is, I think it's something to remember. Also, the SPY, I was about to write a memoir called Why Are You Doing This and Can You Stop? And I was going to address the SPY because I just wanted 70s. That's all I wanted. I wanted 71s. I was going to be pleased as punch. Plan is just to kind of scrape this out, in and out. And the SPY had other plans. And its plan was to not get any lower than 81s. I don't know why. That was his plan. I took a cool 6 pennies and I said, SPY, I can't do this anymore. I can't spend all my time spying on you. I have to have other trades. I still think this range could be valid. To be clear, I do still think the SPY is a short, but for my purposes, it was just not the vibe, which is why I had to say bye. To the SPY. We're not in sync anymore. Yeah. SPY. So yeah, not the vibe. But shout out to, I know Kyle Burdett, I know is short this. I'm pretty sure we had this quarter just double top in 538, 534.80. So like nice look here for the SPY again. 534 shorts, that could be something I look for. It was just not how it was going the way I was trading. I said, Derry, you're gonna get frustrated and do something very silly. So better you get out before you do that. Also, what I'm trying to do to mitigate some of the unfortunate paper handing and decisions that have occurred earlier is to make sure I really have all my patience and my confluence, all my eggs in my basket before I take these trades. Shout out to the egg man over here to my right. That what a Captain Proteins. I am the walrus. Yeah, okay, anyways, shout out to the Beagles. But yeah, Tesla. I initially wanted that 9 EMA rejection. I said, Adara, you and Tesla have not been besties, to put it lightly. So make sure that trades, like, honestly, I gave up all my days gains with this little Cybertruck. That's not fun. That's not great. I mean, I might have liked the trades I'd taken on it. I don't know, no regrets over here. But I think if you want to take other trades in it, make sure they make sense. So now I'm like, Adara, just wait. If we see this rejection to that previous space, which is that 168.30, that's things get really spicy for me. And that's where you take the short. So don't try to jump into every opportunity, finding the opportunities that make sense for you. As I speak, Tesla's trying to have like a waving neon sign being like, Adara, short me. So yes, Tesla, I'll bother you.
Still bear has a
But I
power
haven't
right
had
here.
that. So I tried to push higher happy. I got into that trade.
Yes,
Tesla
POC
also
playing
basically
still
saying
game.
it's neon sign was a lie because getting back into that 40s area, I think if I do anything right now, what I'll do is short Tesla. I don't have a read on NVIDIA or AMD, which are the other two names I was trading.
POC acting
Apple
as a
could
support.
be doing something here,
We
question
need to
mark,
clip
around
this.
that 90 MA, but nothing that I feel comfortable trading. So
Go hard.
Tesla, it's all on you, kid. How are you doing?
Good, I like that. You put way to put pressure on it there, Dara. I'm like, come on. All
It's
right.
a stock. It can't have. I don't think it has feelings.
I know. I don't really care about its feelings anyway.
I was
Not gonna lie. Right? All right. I'm long a couple of names here. I'm just putting in my stops. 427. 427. We're gonna go 48 and 427. We'll go 40 for the soft one. Oh wow, we're already gonna get stopped out of that. All right, so I'm looking for a 50 period hold on Softy, but looks like that's gonna get stopped out. Yeah, that was really quick there. Got stopped out of that, and I might get stopped out of AISP here too. Looking for a VWAP hold on this name, but it's not incoming at the moment. Sucks to be me. I'm long 56. We're printing 52s here, but you know what? I'm wondering why I'm in this trade. This thing didn't respect VWAP all day. AISP, I don't know why I'm in this trade. This is probably not a very good trade. I'm going to leave very little room for this one. So if it breaks 50 by a couple of pennies, that's the end of the trade there. Let's look quickly here at Microsoft, because I think I got out of that one a little bit too quickly. I do like this trade here. I think that this is interesting at the 50 period, in addition to the fact that it's also the IB high at this level. So I'm getting back in on Microsoft. Let's see if I can get back in there. And so we're long at 60s there on Softy. I like this trade. I think it can make its way back into 428. This is the IB high that we're getting in at 427.40-ish. That is the IB high. So I'd like to see if this can hold on to that level. But
We
it
have
does look
still
like
in the
a bit
channel.
of a head and shoulders pattern just a little bit at this level. So yeah,
And
that could
POC
be,
still
that could
there.
spell not so good for me at these here levels along 60s. So let's put the out at the break of 33s, because that is the lower end of the channel. So we'll go 427, we'll go 25 like that. Okay, so we'll see if we get the hold there. That's 0 for 2 now on Softy. All right, AISP. Okay, so I'm not that bad of a trader then. Okay, so we'll put the next level there at 65s on AISP. This one holds a little bit of VWAP. You know, it's not much of a move. Let's be honest about it. Back into 61s. I was just worried that it wasn't going to hold VWAP AISP, because it really hadn't looked like it was respecting it all that much on the day, and it was like, why did you get into this kind of haphazardly a little bit? We'll see if this one holds up here. Apple putting in a bit of a top. Now this is the first time that Apple's going to touch the 20 period on the day. If we touch 203.57 currently, where Apple is, that's going to be a 20 period dip into said level. So we'll have to wait and see if we break down. Now I gotta tell you, we're at 19.1 right now on the Fomc. So kind of a little bit indecision on some of these Mag 7 names. A little bit
Folks,
above,
let's
a
click
little
the
bit
like
below.
button, folks.
We're already out of the money
No need
on
to
this Softy trade over here. Let's go back into Softy. Yeah, we're out of the money on this Softy trade. It looks like we're gonna get stopped out again. No way. Softy, I don't know. This looked like a long to me. Maybe I'm just wrong. So we'll just have to take some time. Anyway, let's see if Softy wants to either stop me out or make its way back up. Let's have a look. Well, let's see what people are talking about in the chat. Yeah, look at Microsoft on the 15. He wants me to look at, says 1320 Wolf. Let's pull that up. Yeah, so it's respecting the 20 on the 15. That's kind of what I see there. And the same thing, I see the IB low, the IB high right there. That's a 930 candle. The IB high was 427.40. And so I was expecting, I'm not expecting, but you can kind of predict whether or not this is a level where you could find support better than, a random area. So we'll see if the 20 holds up on the 15. Great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's the 50 on the 5 too. So possible. Let's go back into AISP. Did I get printed there on AISP or what? I'll send it to you, Adair.
Yeah, be good, Tesla. That's what I have
Okay.
to say. Yeah, so basically, I'm proud of myself for getting involved in this, because I know I keep saying that, but I think the thing is, like I said, you have to, if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you. The markets aren't going to believe in you. Although actually, if you're on this floor, everyone will believe in you because you have a really supportive floor. But also, like, in all seriousness, if you don't have that confidence and that faith in yourself, you're trading kind of just on fumes. You know what I mean? So you want to have that something to believe in. And so I say all of this kind of hallmark
Could do
nonsense
it.
to basically be like,
Could
I'm
do
not
it.
back in
He
Tesla.
could do
Did
it.
Tesla slap me around a little bit today? Not in like the fun shot animation way. Yes, it did. Did I have some bad trades on this? Am I down in it? Oh yeah. But did I like this level? Yes. So that's why I wanted to get involved. This was a huge level for me. I just played it not the best earlier today. So I said, Darren, this level
I
comes
shaved
back
a
in.
couple,
What are you
shaved
gonna do?
100 shares up there.
Wait,
It's
be patient,
$200 game.
and then you're gonna trade it. That's what I did. I had a smaller position on this. It still gives me enough that I can take a beak wetter, like I can still staked and profit out, but it is smaller than how I was approaching some of these trades earlier. Because I'm like, you want to get it with a new focus, a new drive, a new kind of zest here, a new approach. So I don't love these 90 MA bounces. I'm trying to get out part of this position around 168. However, I will play this like a range if I have to. That's right, Tesla. You listen to me. I'm going to be taking some out here if we get to 168, then adding back in and getting out. Stomping around here, trimming the beard. I don't know what I'm saying. The point is, we're going to be getting in and out of this Tesla. These topping tail candles at that level I like, they tell me, Adira, stay, wait, be patient. We break above into that 168.40s area, that's where things are getting a little bit hand wavy and people will have to leave. But I say people, I mean me. But for now, we're gonna stay involved. We're gonna keep fighting the good fight. Fighting's a great word, but we're gonna stay in this trade for now. But also, if you have any tickers you'd like to look at, say Tesla, AMD, Apple, Microsoft, I don't know. You know whatever ticker you like. You know what you do? You take that ticker, go to the chat right now, and you go, ! Join, base, your ticker of choice. Look at that. Microsoft, AMC, Meta, Amazon, Google, Apple, whatever ticker you like, you go with there and you vote right now.
Yes.
Who is that?
And that cuts off at 150. So in 1 hour and 7 minutes, there will be no more voting.
Oh,
No
buddy.
more voting.
Apple
What's
about to
going
give
on?
it up.
GameStop apparently
Jeez, the Katina Man is $3 in the money on GameStonk as it absolutely pumps up there. Let me just load it up. Thank you guys for pointing that out. I did not have eyes on GameStop. What the hell did AMC just do? Why did it pop up into 470? Oh, that's earlier. Yeah. Sorry, Katina Man. 514 AMC, 2571 on GameStop. They're both moving. The Catman just tweeted something, guys. Yeah, the Catman tweeted a banana of Options Basic 101. That was around 13 minutes ago. Somebody did message me that in the chat, but they said
They are trying to
watch GME. So I looked at the Catman's tweet, and it was
pushing
just
down
a
the bullish
banana
cycle.
confused with options trading. So I'm looking at the comments
see
here to
right
see if he
there.
added a comment. It didn't look
There's
like he
something
added a
is
comment.
cooking
Anyway,
for
Roaring
something.
Kitty tweeted, and well, you know what? When Roaring Kitty tweets, Ram,
Inverse head and
usually
shoulder pattern.
GameStop moves up, and there we got a 25 break, still 26. 24 HOD
Means bears are
on
power, bears are
GME.
powerful here.
We haven't hit 26 yet, but 25.75 was where we're at now. 514 here for AMC. Wow, what a hold there at the 20 period on AMC. Wasn't respecting that 5. It looked like it was respecting those technical indicators because I had a loser on AMC today. I'm a little disappointed about that. So we'll continue to watch to see what that bad boy is up to at the moment. Oh wow, we're back in the money on the soft one. Happy about that. Let's see if we're above 18. We're above 19.1 now on the future, guys, but we're still negatory on the day because the closing print yesterday was 19.111. So we're a skosh below that now at 19.109.
And we
So
are trying
yeah,
to
look
bounce.
out for a possible rejection at today's closing print
Yeah,
on the
bullish
future.
holding there.
I'm not saying that we're going to reject here, but it is something to be aware of, especially if you're going to make 7 long. So yeah, keep your eye on GameStop. Here we go. The boys are back, baby. These memes are back, and they're all in Greensville
Oh, auction,
today.
1 p.m. auction coming
GameStop's
in
up
10
3
minutes
1/3.
for this.
AMC
I'll try
8 1/4. Oh baby.
to get out of
There
it.
we
That's
go,
what I
and they
would say.
both
Try
done
to
a
get out
shareage
of
on the
it
day.
because you
54
never know
million
when this
shares for
market-
GameStop, 23.5 for AMC. So the volume is there, and it's letting you in. All right. I want to mention
Something
something
can be
here.
played.
What we printed
Yes,
nicely
dirty game
on
can be
ASIP,
played always.
AISP. I took out 65s. It's back to
Most of the
65s
people are
here,
bullish in the
but I'm going to
market.
wait for 75s. Let's go ahead and put the beak wetter
These people
at
will
set 75 level. It is above that key area
bullish and they
of
go
resistance
down.
at 70, so we may or may not get this print. A bit of a local area there for sure at
Stay
70. You can
bullish.
see all the troughs that bounced off that 70 area. If they were bouncing off it before, chances are they may reject off it now. Support becomes resistance, and resistance becomes support. TA101. not options. 101 roaring man. So we'll keep an eye on that because he put a picture of options trading on the screen and a banana was trying to learn options trading. It has other things to do with Dara. It wants to trade as well. So we'll have
It wants to get in the games.
There we go. Microsoft, I'm back out of the money on this one, breaking down again below 60. So it does seem like there is a bit of a resistance level at said 427.60. If it keeps going down below a third of $1 a mil.
Don't you love when stocks pick the most random resistance levels that are just like random decimal points, and you're like, why is this the level you chose? But yeah, so Tesla though chose to break below 168, so someone is happy. I am that someone. And I'm mostly just happy because I did not get scared away from earlier questionable decisions made entirely by yours truly on said name. It's like Adara. You gotta make those mistakes. When you fall, you have to get back up. Dirt off your shoulders, as Jay-Z says. On to the next one, as Jay-Z also says. So, not that I'm trading based on Jay-Z lyrics, but hey, like some of them are pretty apt for what you got to do here. As Obi says, again, shout out to Obi for taking this seat over the last few days. Where's the next trade? Right now, this trade was just getting back in Tesla.
When you see Obi, tell him I want my money.
I thought you already set BPI on the case.
Yeah, well, you know, the more amount of people on the case there, the more chances I can recover.
Yeah.
I want my money.
Yeah, you.
BPI is getting
the
involved.
Godfather.
He's right there. He's in the red.
He's still in the middle of the
He
cloud.
hasn't seen Obi in a while.
Yeah,
I wonder why. No, we're
Pushing
kidding,
it
of
down.
course, guys. Katina Man says Obi moved to Costa Rica. He doesn't want to pay out. We're kidding, guys. It's just a funny little thing between the Oaksters and I about which one would hit 200 first. He took Tesla. I took Apple. Today, the whole thing got resolved. So I'm just trolling the dude. I love it.
Yeah, it's all. I think trolling is how we show affection here.
It is a little bit, right?
TV Live, like you know.
I agree.
Like Ramin and Fabian are always trolling us in our ears. We're laughing. We're trolling each other. Everyone's trolling everyone. It's a great time. I do love these markets and I love this community. And Tesla, I can't believe I just confessed my love to the stock. But hey, no, and honestly, no emotion here. I'm just happy that we had that breakdown. To come back to 168, knock on that door. I shall add to this position. I have no qualms. But right now, if we break lower, hey, I'll take you out a low today, Tesla. Watch out. I don't know why I'm threatening these stocks in a weird voice, but you know, you gotta do better.
Right.
Also, Affirm. I think it was Manuel Palma saying Affirm back above VWAP. That indeed it is. I had eyes on Affirm earlier. Initially, was going to go short at 32. Thank goodness I did not. Affirm here is at 32.60. So yeah, Affirm definitely affirming the long's confidence in this name. Great look here. Trying to get back above that 32.80, which seems to be an area of resistance. You might be like, Kadira, why do you see that? Well, with this gorgeous bull flag-ish area, we stop at 32.80 on a closing basis. Not once,
It's a
not
negative.
twice, not twice.
Market want to
not
stay around
three
that
fourths,
neighborhood right
not
now.
five
They don't
times.
want to go anywhere
Yeah,
from
not
50
only
right
price
now. Just want to
we
stay.
tried, but we did.
What are you doing over there, Ben?
We have a little bit of top insurance.
Real quiet.
A little bit of top insurance. We have top insurance, don't pay on the firm. Then we're going to get back to 32.80. And
Real
Affirm says
quiet.
not so fast. I'm like, okay. But you know what you can do, though, is Affirm and any other ticker you want to see. You have exactly 1 hour left to vote. See those bad boys on the screen with Sharif on the big green screen, and then also Neil and Sean at the desk. How do you see Sharif talk about your stock on the big desk? I'll tell you.
Right
Join!
there.
Exclamation point join. Space.
Yeah,
Tesla.
still
Meta. Amazon. Google,
in the channel.
Apple. Make sure you have your dollar sign
I
in there.
don't think the market
Exclamation
want to
point
do
join,
anything right now
space, dollar
until
sign. If you do that, well, the possibilities
1
are endless. No, they're not. They're just you'll have your ticker in there.
something gonna happen.
Yeah. Also, I would like to clarify. Unfortunately, Stash is still not a ticker.
They're
unless they
pushing it down, pushing it down.
But no, all jokes aside, there
Yours
are
is
really
right there.
long votes for Sharif's mustache. Shout out to Sharif's mustache. But if you had a ticker you would like to see, let us know. How goes GME? Oh, I was wondering what that button was for.
The Travolta. You gotta love him. He looks so confused. What is he looking for there? He's like, where's
I
your
think he's outside of Jackrabbit Slims, I'm pretty sure. That movie's great. It's one of my favorites.
All right. Look, here we go again on AISP. We got into 70s. I was looking at this area on 70s. I'm sitting at 75.
Am I still in
We
call?
reject
Yes, I'm in the
70
call.
here. I'm not really surprised that we're rejecting this level. This was a key technical
POC right
resistance
there.
level again. Looking for a breakout. We didn't get it. I got stopped out again on Microsoft. So I think 0 for 3.
POC support.
Yes, 0
That's
for,
what
0
I
for
like
2. 0
right
for
now.
2. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought.
Target
0
is
for
not
2
too
on the
far
soft
right
one
there.
over here. Yeah, I don't have a read on this one. This one is retracing. I keep thinking it's going to bounce because of these bottoming tail candles keep coming in and it keeps making lower highs. So I think I'm going to have to leave this one alone because I don't have the appropriate read on it at the moment. But I'm looking at Apple here. We got a 20 period bounce again. So it does hold up at the 20 period quite nicely over here. It didn't even make a 20 period touch. You could say this one kind of tried to make a 20 period touch over here. These two candles at 1205 and 1210 because they closed below the 10 period. You have the same kind of thing over here where they closed below the 10 period. Didn't quite though make its way down to the 20. That could be an indication that it's awfully bullish. Anyway, looking to curl up again. A bit of a rounded bottom now on the dead one as this one has based out and now is putting in higher highs and higher lows on said 5-minute chart. Apple looks like it's curling back. Could be to touch 205 again. We know 205.45 is the HOD on the day. I just want to have a look to see how my other names are doing. All right, so yeah, Pan Dub, we're doing all right on that because those are the other names that we're holding. Li Auto, Li Auto. I'm about to get stopped at Li Auto. So I got long $20 for a Li Auto technical trade. This was a consolidation area. Let me show you guys. So I got back into Li Auto with baby shares in my personal account. This was the kind of the reason I got in is because it was basing at 20. And if you've looked at this one, you see that there's a downward channel here that it's been respecting. And if I put my stop at $18.77, kind of a random area, and now we have an 18.82 low, and I believe we are near the low of day. Now there is negative catalyst today for these Chinese EVs. In case you didn't know, it looks like the EU will actually finally put in the tariffs that they've been talking about, these protectionist tariffs against Chinese electrical vehicles as early as this week. So looking today at XBEV down 5, Lee down 3, Neo 5 3/4, and Zeekr, who absolutely killed on earnings, is down now 6.5 despite being up 6.5 in the pre. So it hasn't been a good day for these Chinese EVs. I didn't think it was going to affect Li Auto all that much, personally, because Li Auto doesn't export cars, right? They're not looking to go into the EU, so I figured, well, how's that going to affect them? I guess because they have future plans, possibly, to export to the EU, and then if they did, well, then this kind of puts the kibosh on that, or at least for the time being, or kills their margins, or increases their prices, or all of the above. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud here. In any event, Li Auto, I'm going to get stopped out if this thing drops 5 more cents. 18.82 is the LOD. My stop is at 18.77 on my private account, personal account here. Li Auto, it's going to be another 0 for 2 trade on Li Auto because we lost $1.50 last time we traded this. You know what? So anyway. All right, back into current trading. 205 incoming on AAPL. It could be another 205 take and break, baby. We already had a 205 take and break earlier because it was a 205.45 HOD. Is it time to get back in the iPhone at the moment here, Adara, as we sometimes say about Tesla and the Cybertruck?
Yeah, I mean, I like that. You know, I think Apple deserves a nickname other than the dead one. So I'm really proud of us for being like, you know what? We're sorry, Apple. Are we? I don't know. But yeah, no, and also.
Alright, folks, I'm out. I took my 10 contract out and I'm still holding 5
Congrats to it for now
calls.
deciding you would like to join the living stocks. Its peers in the mega side.
Why? Because 1 o'clock
Also,
dirty
5
game
minutes
can
to
be
do an
played,
auction,
that's
just
why. So I
remember.
have 15
So let me check
contract
what auction that is. Oh, a zombie. Oh, we're
in the
saying
middle
Apple
of the
could be a
near the
zombie
channel.
stock. I gotta.
Took a
Yeah,
small profit.
props up for that, because that is, I mean, we love any kind of puns or jokes over here on this desk. That is for certain. So, yeah, auction-wise, we do have an auction. It is going to be the 10-year note, and that's going to be coming through in 4 minutes. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. I am in Tesla right now. Tesla, if you want to break low of day, I'll be pleased as punch. What I'm going to do, I did add a little bit to this position because I had no shares, and that was really because I didn't want to have too large a position. I was like, here, you don't have the best read on Tesla. Like, it's fine if you want to get back in. It makes sense. You like the levels, yada, yada. But you don't want to go through with full force. That's why I had a smaller position initially. However, though, I decided to add back in because I do want my low of day break. And I'm going to be packing my patience for it. The Cybertruck is packed. My patience is more present than my patience normally is. So that's nice. As long as we stay below 168, I'm going to be pleased as punch here. I do not mind this trade. I just would like to get some more of this out. I did get part of this out at 168. Obviously, took that out early. That was a planned exit. I thought we'd have another shot at that 168.20, and I could add a little bit more in. And Tesla was like, "What are you talking about? You're not going to get that opportunity." I said, "I understand. That's fine." But yeah, so we're going to be getting out half of this at a new low of day break. Currently low of day, 147. Sorry, we're not 147. 167.41. My profit taker, 167.42.
Still bullish.
So if we break below there, I will be pleased as punch, and I will still have a nice little piece for the trade. Now, again, the average of this, obviously, I did have to average down to add to this position, but I don't mind because, again, I'm not, obviously I do want to be trying to make more profits. I was saying to Sean last week, it's actually last week.
Zambia was 1 o'clock. Don't expect anything right now.
The thing is, too, is I want to learn. I really want to be learning, and that's why I
Coming in,
think
everybody
this
becoming
Tesla
bullish
trade
here.
is
Divergent market creating bearish.
something I'm trying to
That's what they want to go lower. Look at that. Dumb.
NVIDIA doing something fascinating here. I'm going to get long of 9 EMA.
POC
Why,
right
man?
there.
Well, why I like that is because look at this little bounce we had earlier. That support at 120.60. Where do we have it? Could be having a little chop and turn? That's right. 120.60. NVIDIA.
Check this MACD looking bearish. That is the only body I have.
This top right here.
POC
as
still
that
there.
support. I see you, NVIDIA. Watch out. But yeah, so NVIDIA is definitely
I don't
on
want to add
my
nothing
radar.
right now.
That is for sure.
Nothing.
But
Let
I have to
them
deal
do
with
whatever
it.
they
Mag 7
most likely they're gonna
Tesla
dump.
first.
Down we
Again, right now, it's not
go.
really stressful to me. I'm just trying to be cognizant because I've not had like.
POC
Wow,
there.
that's a nice candle.
Today by
See?
any means.
Yep, they
I
want
was
to
a beautiful
flush.
candle.
Look at that.
At lows of day, it's like
Just wicked it right out
They
too.
want to flush.
Apple won't flush, man. I'm in a bunch of Apple puts.
Not like my thesis, and actually,
Dated Apple
having a
puts,
little
'cause
bit
I mean,
of
shit ain't gonna stay there,
a
man.
moment here, trying to push back about 10 pennies with a topping tail candle. Neither of those factors are things I like.
Another
So
one.
I'm gonna have
Ooh,
to keep
look
an eye
at that.
Oh, look at that.
on Tesla and waiting for our auction.
Wow, that was a dirty game.
10-year auction.
Is it the 10-year?
That was a dirty
Good
game.
call on that. Okay, that's an important one, obviously. Essentially, all the well, not all, but a large
Take it
part
to
of the
Hollywood.
mortgage rates down south are based off that 10-year note. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. Currently, the 10-year, the futures on the 10-year trading at 4.456. That's currently right now. We have 1 minute left until the auction. Obviously, it takes us a little bit of time to get the result. We'll be watching, obviously, this auction
To
because it does come
Hollywood.
ahead of
Oh, wow.
CPI. Does
Some
come
things
ahead
happening right
of
now.
Shooting star.
FOMC. So I'm obviously no
Not for my Apple puts,
option
those aren't-
expert like
Doesn't happen. But
like
the
some
Tesla
of
calls,
the
those
other
are coming back
commentators,
around.
but I wanted to see if possibly here interest was subdued ahead of these big economic numbers. Nothing really personally that I know. Anyway,
Market
10-year,
will
yeah.
go.
So we'll see exactly what we get there. Let's have a look at some of these names. Yeah, Apple's
What a
right
move.
back into high day again. There we go, 205. There it is.
Still got
It's
the rest
breaking
in.
205 as we speak. We know already that the high of day is at 205.45, but it really is rounding. What
Oh, yeah?
the hell did
what's
Microsoft
silver at?
just do?
29,338.
Why did it fly up like that into high days?
Not bad.
That's the auction, eh? Okay.
No, I'm not-
kind of
I'm not doing
surprised by
futures
that,
right
Neil,
now.
to tell you the truth, because
Alright, I'm out.
It's true. It's true. But Microsoft kind of just jumped on its own.
Still got
I
the
didn't really
Tesla
see anything
calls.
else
Tesla
make-
got a bit of a
I said I'm gonna hang on to the
Yeah,
Apple puts. They're a little bit
Microsoft
clobbered on
jumped
this
from
move. but it's fine.
427.25 to 428.79.
Okay,
I
never
got
mind.
so
Yeah,
much
I
time on
really
them.
didn't
3
understand
weeks.
that. Anyway, I'm looking to see if there's anything coming on
Market
Microsoft. I
wanna
haven't seen
Market's
anything
wanting to
yet.
fucking shoot
That
out
came
over
in on
205
my
though.
blotter. We'll keep eyes out.
That's a
on
move
that.
over 205 right there,
Topping
sir.
candle into high
Look at
day
the RAM.
on
Market is like
MSFT.
shooting star
A little
today, huh?
weird, and now it's
Shooting
selling off. Here we
star.
go. It's going to break 428. Very topping tail-ish. Yeah, 80 pennies off the high right now. And
Market is the
one
triple
quick,
top, folks. Look
swift
at the bulls.
move. That's
Triple
not
top.
auction on MSFT.
Yeah, I
says
thought he
Big
was
Cal.
in
Yeah,
longs.
we don't know yet, Big Cal.
Thought he went
yeah,
calls, but
we
maybe
got
he
the
didn't.
auction. We haven't really seen the move quite yet because we're dancing at 19.1 right now.
Yeah, it's not. We got 4.915% versus 4.895%. That's
Okay.
slightly higher than the previous number there. Nothing too fancy schmancy for that auction number.
There is, what is it, Neil? Okay, Neil's got something. He's going to send it to me in a second, guys. But there could be something here on the soft one because you don't usually get a big boy move like that. Where was that big boy move when I was long? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
probably pretty
Neil,
close.
there it is. MSFT is considering a big new software bundle as it works out. Okay, so we'll keep eyes on that. And, They're going to charge for AI. Okay, so basically we know that they have that Copilot, and so that's where they're going to make money. Microsoft is considering a big new software bundle as it works out how to charge for AI sources say. There it goes, right back into the highs again. 428 and a half. We know that 428 and 3/4 HOD. A lot of tape now moving around here on Microsoft. Very volatile on this new name. Everybody and their mother wants to monetize AI. I mean, how could you not? We already know that they're going to use Copilot. Copilot very much is still an enterprise product. How do they make this for the regular Joe Schmo consumer? As we saw Apple demonstrate very clearly yesterday, how this is going to be used by the consumer.
This breakout was great if anybody traded bigger size. I was trading
Microsoft doing
small.
a bit of a dance right now. Meta also getting a pump through 500 into 501. Good move there on META as it comes into the 50 period on the 5. So a lot of movement here, Adara. Google as well. Goggle's just got a nice little pump up there as now we start to see the reaction to the option. We took 19.1. It looks as if we're moving into higher days, guys. 19.120. We know that 19.137 is HOD. We're about 20 points off that higher day, but everything their mother's cousin in Mag 7 world is cleaning up right now. Even the monster Nvidia is showing a green candle here at 120.50. So decent move here.
He's never around when shit
these
happens.
Mag 7 names. Can we get some continuity on some of these names to head to the high side? Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that, Adara.
Yeah, talk about a reaction there. Reaction from the auction was quite intense, and it did push me out of my cyber truck. I did add, and again, I'm going to stand by this edition.
We
because
know.
I did like that rejection
We
at 168. It got involved a little bit more, 167, 82. It looked great. It looked gorgeous. Tesla was like, ha, I'm going to push it, but I don't know why that was a laugh. I apologize. Tesla pushes above 168.
Pamp it.
Okay, Tesla. Yeah, Pamp it, Tesla. You and I are not friends right now. No, I'm joking. It's all good. It is too bad. It would actually be up on the day if not for these Tesla trades. But again, I can't look at it like that. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. There were things I could have managed better. I will fully admit that. But again, you miss 100% of the trades you don't make, to paraphrase Wayne Gretzky's saying. And so, all of these trades, they could have worked out. I think part of the issue, some of these was going to be points of entry. Part of it was going to be share size. Either way, though, I can't sit around and harumph because the trades didn't go perfectly. All you can do is learn and grow. And again, I know I sound like a Hallmark card. I know I sound like an after-school special, but that's how you traded it. Again, I think what really was a little bit bummed me out about today
Oh,
was the fact that I did
no.
end up starting out
They're
positive
getting
today. But I
wrecked.
can't not trade just because things are going well. You know what I mean? You gotta find. And I appreciate that we're in the same boat here. It's like these markets like to knock the wind out of your sails, to go with that boat metaphor.
Oh, yeah.
What you have to do is say, no markets, I'm still here. I will sail without a sail. I will run this boat purely on my own adrenaline. The boat analogy got a little bit lost. But that's the point I'm trying to make is, I know I do harp on about positivity, but I think it's a huge part of trading. Trading is such a mental game, and I said I've noticed that more than ever, especially since going live. So that's why I will continue to go on about that. Michael MB saying it's a SpongeBob laugh. That weird laugh. I guess so, yeah, I forgot. But, I can't get whatever his laugh is. Yeah.
You can do Woody Woodpecker. Anyway,
Yeah, I can do that.
all right, I'm long Apple at these levels.
Now
here.
I'm gonna
long
pull
at the
myself
third of a
out and
dollar,
watch here.
Looking
Okay,
for
I
a
don't wanna
high
do
of
any-
day
I don't
break
wanna
here.
chase
We're
anything,
basically
folks.
at high of
I'm
days. We
looking
speak
for a-
45s is high of day. Let's see if
Looking
we can
bullish
get that
right now.
50 penny break.
Okay,
Small
tip for
size
top
here,
weakness,
looking to
that
possibly
three
add
candle,
defend
but
that
still I
205
don't
level.
chase
We're
nothing,
above
it's
the 10
okay.
period again on Apple, but we are inching
far conditions are
closer to
bullish.
that high of day, so expect volatility. The future also
But we are at the triple
very
top,
much near
that's
high
why.
of day, but possible double top. Right, we know that it's 19.137 HOD. We made it back into on this candle here on the
Market might
future
bounce,
19.134.
retest,
So
and
we're
then somehow
unable to break through the previous high. So be careful. We could be getting a possible double top at these levels. Microsoft as well, for those who are wondering what it's doing. I see there's a lot in the chat. They are announcing ways that they're looking at to monetize AI. Again, the Copilot headline was specifically for enterprise users rather than the average Joe Schmo, on their computer. But I saw that they
folks,
released an
let's
AI
click the like
computer
button.
not that long ago. I
Noon
believe like 2
likes.
weeks
Let's
ago or
get the
something like
noon
that.
likes
It had
done.
an ARM processor. It was built on ARM.
Wow,
infrastructure, so I'm not
166
really
folks.
sure
We need 200
exactly
to
what's
make
going
it.
on there. Big
Round
Kyle
figure,
Burdett
200.
reloaded. SPY puts
Look at
heavy
these
with
big,
option to swing. I
strong
like it,
candles
Big
right
Kyle.
there.
I hope you print,
That was a
obviously.
great one.
we are near high of day, so if you're going to get a decent entry right now for the short, it's definitely going to be here. I hope you print, no question about that. Shout out to Big Kyle Burdette. Let's see what people are talking about there in the chat. Spy triple top, yeah, possibly here, says KP, because we know that we inch closer to it. 19,128. We got to that level around 11:30 today. So we'll see if we can continue to head up. We're out
Apple's
of the money
gonna
right
give it
now
up.
on
It's not
Apple,
gonna stay at
but I'm
205
looking to
either.
defend
That's
that
way too
205 area to see if we can continue to
That's
print
like a-
higher highs and higher lows.
It's almost a
It was
20-point
great
move today,
period retracement.
right?
So I'm going to sit at
Yeah, it's
let's
over
go
20
ahead
points.
at
No,
2,
10 points.
10
It's
12
for
points.
that defense. We'll see if we can get a better print in and around there and help us fix our cost basis just a bit. 205.45 HOD on NPL. All right, some other trades here to talk about that could be happening. Goggles just got and broke through VWAP and break even on the day. 175.01 is yesterday's closing print. Google just came into that level. Be careful there. Same thing with Meta. Meta just retraced into VWAP as well, into 502. So some of these are really curling here to the high side. Well, they're still negative on the day, but definitely off the lows.
Look at that bullishness.
Amazon's still kind of dead, but you know, breaking through the 10, maybe
Yeah, Apple's
inching
gonna
into
keep
the
going
20.
up.
Amazon has
For
been
now.
kind of weak on the day. Same thing with Tesla breaking through the 10, inching into the 20. This could be a break of the 20 because
want to go
we
higher.
got into the 20 last
want to
time.
go higher.
So we'll continue to watch and see what we get there. But yeah, some decent retracements to the high side here on the future.
Yeah, I mean, I've just said Neil Roberts there, not Neil Roberts, but Neo Roberts, who's in the chat. Neil Roberts saying that, yeah, cheesy phrases stop from putting on cheesy trades. I agree, and I love that, so appreciate that. That's the
Market
type of
might
energy
feel
we're
the
trying to
gap.
bring. Now, do they always
Yes.
stop me from putting on cheesy trades?
Most
Not
likely
always.
this area
That's the goal,
might.
right? We're going to get there. We're gonna, like, it's a journey. It's not like, you know,
That's what everybody's
magically,
looking at it, right?
you know,
It's
climb
1
the train
o'clock.
Mount Everest and be like, hey, I'm here with my $1 million now. Unfortunately, that's not how it works, right? You gotta take those baby steps. Last week was a good week. Today the market was like, yeah, Darren, we're gonna take your ego from 100 to 0, the opposite of the Drake song. And I'm like, that's okay. I like that. Started out the day okay, and then the market was like, no, Darren, you and Tesla are not friends.
Apple's definitely,
You gotta keep going.
trucking.
You gotta take what the market hands you. We will get that lesson started up in a little bit, but I just wanna. Right now, I'm still in this Nvidia trade, and to leave Nvidia unwatched would probably not be my favorite. Let's see. Nvidia sitting pretty on this little 9 EMA, looking like a little superstar. Nvidia, if you want to walk that catwalk up to the upside into that 120.80, I'd be pleased to sponge. Right now, basically flat on this position. But I would obviously love it. I was not flat on this position, but Nvidia, don't take that and go to the downside. Take that. Anyways, if you want to look at Nvidia, AMD, IWM, SPY, I'm just looking at tickers on my side chart, what have you, on the afternoon show with Sharif and
Oh,
Sean
my bad,
and
sorry
Neil,
about that.
this is what you have to do. You have to go right now in the chat. Exclamation point. Join. Space. Dollar sign. Whatever ticker you like. Nvidia. CME. Tesla. Microsoft. AMC. Meta. Amazon. Apple. Those are, of course, that is not an exclusive list. Any ticker that is a ticker involved in the trading is a ticker you can use.
Yes.
So whatever ticker you fancy, whatever ticker is your fancy.
Oh, she got the pushback now, guys. That's dangerous right there when she does the pushback.
Yeah, anyways, I can't believe we've never thought of that pun. But anyways, because Sharif will say whatever tickles your fancy. So yeah, whatever ticker you want to see, you go there right now. Not to make it sound like a threat. If you want to, you can go in there, exclamation point, space, dollar sign, the ticker that you want to see. Also, Nvidia, you know what I'd like to see is you do something before I start this lesson. Because otherwise,
That's a big day for
Nvidia, I don't want to
Apple.
have to
HOD, yes, HOD.
because you're like, a child at the airport. You cannot ride that plane on your own. You need a chaperone. So, just watch yourself.
I love it. All right. Let's see here. Short Meta at this level, and there we go. We really tight stop, so we got out as it did break through that level. But I'm still in this Apple long trade. I'm really worried about this 205.45 acting as a double top. Yo, the Fuge is headed right back up. Watch out, Big Kyle. Obviously, I hope you print, but we're right back in on the NQ, not on the ES. We are at highs. There we go on Apple. Now we have a new high a day, and now we're printing nicely here. 30 pennies in the money. Apple squeezing, guys. Here we go. 205.65 now. We're long 33s. Let's see if we can get a move into 206. I'm just going to hold this. Let's see exactly what happens. Big move up here for AAPL, 6.5% in the clear, and it prints a new high of day. Obviously, this is a blue sky setup. Apple has never been at these levels. So there's really nothing to chart here and say, oh, expect resistance here, expect resistance there. You can try to make educated guesses based on other indicators. I think the one that Canova was saying the ATR on Apple's like 3, but that's obviously out the window today because,
Such a
well, you can
big
see
move.
exactly what the ATR is. Here comes more higher days on Apple. 77s just printed, 78s now HOD, AAPL over 6.5%. This thing has got, well, this thing is going to squeeze. I wonder where the shorts are sitting on this one. You have to assume, you know, the majority of shorts was probably on top of 200 because it had never broken 200. So I wonder if what we're seeing today is kind of mixed with actual buying and a bit of a short squeeze. I mean, I have no proof, obviously, either way, so we'll just watch and comment. But 78's HOD. I'm packing my patience on this one. I think we can hit 206. There's really no reason for me to get out here. Let's hold this into the, you know, the more liquid time of day. See some more buying can come in. And there's a new high day, Katina man, 205.80. The highs keep coming in on Apple.
bullish.
This one headed, looks like, to the whole dollar for now, 206. Another high day now, 82s. This thing keeps going up. All right, let's leave that one for a bit and see some other trades here because that one's already doing its own thing. We don't need to monitor that. New high day on the future as well, 19,140. Is that an all-time high? Let's find out here. So many things overlap. I just forget some of these levels. Let's go to the 15. So, did we ever get this high? 19,140. What is this? That's 19,129. No, these are all-time highs. Okay, so 4 hour. Let's just make sure that that's accurate. What are these levels? No, 19,155. So we have technically a higher high than this one on the June 7th. We got there at around 10 o'clock or so, or 12 o'clock midday. We got into 155. So, you know, technically not an all-time high, but definitely local highs there. Apple is absolutely printing now new high days of 85. Just packing my patience here, Dare. Let's see if we can get that whole dollar.
Market is
Yeah,
all
shout
the
out
way
to
at the
you.
top.
Congrats on
Negative
that.
closing
Also,
down.
Did Apple just overtake Nvidia? I think it did.
And now speaking could
I think Apple overtook Nvidia on market cap.
They want to push it down.
This one I just got out. It was like a Darren. You are clearly losing your mind if you're whispering to
That
stop.
area.
This is just not the vibe. It didn't do what I wanted it to. Took my 10 pennies. I'm not going to pat myself in the back for that, but I'm not going to, you know, get too upset. So you get what you get. You don't get upset.
I don't want to
It happens.
trade right now.
And yeah,
It's
you
waiting
gotta do
outside.
what you gotta do. There we go. Also, Tesla. I mean, I think deserves a round of applause for like.
If anybody
this
would have
was
shorted
the
from
best
here to
thing. I
here,
know I
here
said I
to
wanted
here,
my low
great.
day break, and Tesla was like, actually, I can give you a double bottom. And I said, that's not really what I wanted, but okay. So I got out of that. It's all good. Tesla, my worst game of the day. My worst game of the day by far. Give it a medal. Dope. But yeah, this was not my day. I had some issues reading this. I have no other plays on this unless something like really screams at me. But yeah, I have to say this gorgeous 167.50 bounce is, in a word, gorgeous. Shout out to anybody along this in who are printing. It's just Tesla and I. Tesla didn't want to be Tesla today for me. That's all good. I know it was Tesla for someone else, and that's what matters. So yeah, shout out to you as well in that Apple though. That is great. You are just like popping at the bit of that Apple trade.
Say again. The Katina man is long. I just want to remind Okay, so he had a $10 winner. Well, we already talked about, but he's long again. 204, and he's $2 in the money because 205.94 HOD on AAPL. Can you tell I'm excited?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling some sponge for you.
Well, I'm not excited about this
But
trade.
you're long.
Yeah, exactly.
Excited for both stories.
I can. That's very true. Good point. No, Ram does not want me to be excited for both. All right.
And
Well,
then she starts hysterically laughing.
If
I know,
anybody short
right?
here, man,
So I'm going to cover this long at 206 if we get into 206. So let's go ahead and put it at 99s to see if we get that print on AAPL. But there's other stuff that's moving here, guys. And it's essentially every other Mag 7 name except NVIDIA is moving up to the high side right now. NVIDIA is still locked in that range, as you can see, 120, 175 to the high side, essentially VWAP to the high side. And to the low side, generally that 120 and a quarter, but for most of the prints, 120 and a fifth. A bit of a rejection here on META. It was trying to go green above that 502 and a half. and now we're getting a bit of a red candle here. So if we get another red candle to make a, new low, I'm gonna avenge my L on Meta, and we're gonna take this one low for a retracement, but that will have to probably come with a retracement on the Fuge. I don't really see Meta tanking on its own here, and the Fuge continuing to make highs. We'll have to wait and see. Tesla looks like it might be recovering into VWAP. So there is a bit of space right now between any other resistance level and the current price action on Tesla. You could make an argument the 169 could be a price action resistance, but you know, it didn't really show you too many 169 rejections today. So we could get we could easily see a retracement into 169 and a third to 169 and a half here on Tesla, because that's where VWAP is hanging out. Now it did reject. There is good, you know, intersection
right now
between
MACD
VWAP
bearish.
and Tesla
Let's see
today.
how
You
much
got a
it's gonna
couple of rejections
go down.
on VWAP from the south side, and that's what kind of we're looking for here, at least to retrace into that area. The trick
so
for
we
me
just had a bull cycle,
on this Tesla long, if I get long,
down,
would be
down.
to
So if
basically
anybody short, triple top is
get a better
great
cost
short.
basis and not punch in at local highs. I see my Apple trade is done. That means it broke 206. We have a new
Go to POC.
high of day, Katina man, and he's now $2 in the money. 206. It did, yeah. It did by 50